not about losing the relationship to fight an argument about this.
Good evening. Today's day 85. I feel good today. I think it's day 85. It might not be. I might be wrong again. I don't actually know. The title will have told you that. Yesterday, I recorded this thing before having the group meeting and had a very productive afternoon. Felt very good. What did I do? I went through the assignment for the for the marketing policies classes. There's a website which is like a simulation of you and a team of people are in charge of a company or two different brands, and you're competing with people. And every week you make decisions based on where you want to allocate resources and stuff. So based on the data that you receive that you can get from market research and stuff that you can buy with the money, then you're just competing your brand in that sort of sense. But off that information, then you will adjust like sliders, like which market do you want to penetrate? Do you want to go into the singles, low income, medium income, affluent families, or high earners sort of places? Do you want to focus your advertising on department stores? I know, like where do you sell all that sort of stuff? So that was cool. That was a fun little activity. It seems very interesting. It seems like a good assignment, so I'm excited to see where that goes. What we decided to do with our week is, even though it was week one, we went, okay, let's right from the get-go, we're going to assume that other teams are going to be a bit more conservative with what they're doing on week one and not going to make many changes. So now's our time to strike. And so since what we have for one of the brands was, we had a lot of brand awareness in the high earners and affluent families sort of market. And both of them tended to shop in department stores and specialized mass market kind of places. So then we went, okay, well, fuck the beauty parlors, like the specific, there were two other options. We were going, fuck that shit. Let's get rid of all the sales reps there, all of the advertising, and focus on these two massive markets, which make up, like, if the percentage of high earners shop 70% of the time, it is at a department store or a specialized mass market thing. So we're going, okay, well, why would we care about those little parts? Let's dedicate those resources to right here. You know what I mean? If we can go two spots, as well as those are a big spot. It's just more going like right from the start. Let's put our foot in the door into competing in the big spot, as opposed to putting our foot in the door and put like it just especially. Compete in the big spot where there's a lot of room right from the start, especially if that's where most of their brand awareness is. So we don't have to spend any money making people know about us, but reminding people that we exist. So we'll see how that happens. And then once we dominate that market sort of thing, then we can use the money to kill the competition in the smaller markets, and then just be like, fucking get out of here. Maybe that turns into something. Seems like a cool activity, so that's cool. Then after that, then I did the can't assignment, got that done. Really happy that I got that done, because that was going to be a today thing to do, but now it's not a today thing to do because I got it done. I think I did a really good job on it. It's only worth 5%, but still, like, I feel I adequately understand the text. So moving on, when doing the reading next, I have a better understanding and can assimilate the new knowledge into my mind a lot easier. Then I had a friend text that, remember the person when I got like a million texts at once? They had a sort of, not a crisis. So I felt bad for getting angry. Well, I wasn't angry, just more like annoyed, peeved. Peeved, that's a fucking word. Peeved. I was peeved. I said, stop. Your incessant texts are peeving me, or rendering me peeved. I'm peeved by the... Sir, you look a little annoyed. I'm not annoyed. I'm peeved. Okay, I might be even using that word wrong. Anyways, they were asking questions. I won't go into detail about that because it's a personal matter, but it was stuff about the kind of relationship that they're in right now, what they should do, how they should handle this sort of situation. One of the topics, and I can talk about this generally, was they had an argument or a dispute about a very controversial kind of issue sort of thing, one that hits close to home to her, and he was taking the other side. And so what I was hearing from that is I basically said, okay, I'm just going to, like what I was hearing from that, basically, and so okay, how do I get back into what I was just thinking? So, controversial issue, his closer to home to her, he was taking the other side kind of thing and seemed to believe that. And so what I said was, okay, number one, well, I said two things. Number one, number one, he's coming from a perspective of self-preservation and not of anti-your side sort of thing, like which is what it was. Meaning he wasn't disagreeing with you, he was just kind of saying his perspective, which fit where he was coming from. And then number two, you guys are having two different conversations right here. You're not meeting each other, like you're barking at each other, like rah, 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 sort of thing. Which leads me to go, okay, right now is not the time to have that particular discussion, sort of thing. Because it is more divisive, as well as going to, it's not worth losing the relationship to fight and argue about this. Because I know he is not coming from the perspective of fully understanding where she is coming, like where she is coming from. Much the same as you don't fully understand where he is coming from, sort of thing. So, especially with a very controversial issue in a relationship, it needs to be a much longer kind of conversation and more delicately handled, and not so much, this is my perspective, no, this is my perspective, because we don't have those conversations a lot. So when you disagree, he's defending against an argument he had in his head, not had in his head about it, but like heard something which made him think this certain way, and is using, like he's learning how to use the tools on this particular conversation on both sides, not trying to like pin one side or the other, but it's more going, engaging in this sort of dialogue right now at this stage is not helpful. Right now you're trying to bond and connect. If you have a secure connection, you can scream at each other about this sort of thing, right? Because you're not going to compromise the relationship. But if right now when you're starting to form this connection, it is founded on not a screaming match, but just like a big, massive fight of going, like, see, they're not on the same level, but they're both angry. That's the model I'm doing with my hands kind of thing. If it's just, it's not constructive. So going, don't focus on this issue right now, because he's not a shitty person for having that opinion. His opinion is coming from a self-preservation perspective, so it's justified. So is her perspective is also justified. So, neither of you are wrong, and I'm not taking a side right here. Should you engage in this discussion? Not no, because that's not an answer. It's not just don't have the conversation. But right now is not the time, because you still haven't. You want to do that when you have the mutual understanding that neither of you will leave after disagreeing. Yeah, that's what it is. So that's why I told her. And then after that, so I think that was good. Yeah, fuck yeah. She seemed to think that, like, hey, that's a good perspective. Thank you for that. Which is like just like something going like, not I'm the smartest person ever, but like it's a lot easier to analyze a situation rationally when you sit on the outside, sort of thing, because you are less tempted to involve your personal interest. No, feel yourself involved in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm going like, this is what I see, this is what I think, rather than I don't know. Not as confused as much. Not to imply that they're confused or don't know what they're talking about, but it's more, if you're in the middle of a fight, you're right and they're wrong. And I, like, if I'm on the other side, I go, I don't fucking care who wins. Right now I'm looking at what you guys are saying, and what you guys are saying is, you're not talking to each other. Maybe you are. I don't know. I only know, like, what I've gathered from the text that she sent. but there's no indication to me that goes, this is the right time to be having this conversation. Not, don't have it. That's never the answer. It's you can't just be like, just don't have the conversation. That is just, what do you call it? Like ignoring a problem. Where I'm coming from, and because I'm trying to think this through, is more, I know I'm repeating myself. I know I'm circling all over the place. But whatever. You can't ignore a problem because then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and then leads somewhere else. What I'm saying is going, okay, the issue that should be focused on right now is not whether or not you guys agree on this particular topic. Let's leave that for a different date. What's more important is whether you guys bond and have a connection. If you can do that, then you can discuss this controversial issue. Not the other way around. It shouldn't be if you cannot not agreeing here is not a sign of you guys that don't have a connection. That's not true. Because that's just, I don't think that's true. I think there's a lot of people, the friendships, relationships. Am I recording? I am. I'm in that. Friendships, relationships, all that sort of thing that there's massive arguments that occur because you're two different people without it breaching the contract of love, you know? So right at this stage, you guys are very fresh. You're still trying to learn how to interact with each other. So don't go for the fucking big leagues yet. I think. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I said. Then I went home. So I did that, then finished the assignment, felt good, then watched a bunch of the videos that I have made about this, like these things, just to kind of document naming them. Then went home to ate food, and relaxed, played fucking like 2 hours of chess, watched Parks and Recreations, had a good night, ate a bunch of ice cream. That made me stay up late. Just then I was like, well, I'm learning that now going, like, I didn't go to bed until like 2 a.m. But I wasn't, normally I like around 11, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. Well, recently, like I'm tired. I didn't have that surge of, all right, I'm done. So then that's what I'm going, like, maybe I shouldn't just have like a half a pound of sugar before trying to fall asleep. It's all good though. Woke up this morning on time. At 7:30, snoozed until 8, then got out of bed at 8, made a coffee, went to Psychology of Death and Dying, had a good class. And here we are, having a good day. Day 85, I think. Who knows? Let's find out. Well, let's find out. I don't know what that means. Let's find out. You already know because I said at the beginning. It's Thursday, and Thursday is my favorite day.